So go ahead and talk about this past weekend's game, and then the upcoming matchup with Alcorn State.
Well, I tell you, it was good to get an opportunity to go back out and play, this game. I thought, our alumni, is big in the Houston area, and they're always out to support us and make sure that we have the things that we necessarily need. But I thought our players, came out, played hard. We kind of got a slow start offensively, but we eventually got going. We moved the ball rather well, but we got in the green zone and didn't really put it in. We had turnovers, whether it was a interception or a missed field goal or what have you. It took us a minute to get on the board, but I thought special teams was a spark that kind of got us going. I thought, Joe McWilliams did a great job of blocking the punt, and then Devontae Davis did a really good job of scooping and getting it in the end zone. So that kind of got us going, and we kind of started turning the table and started moving the ball and scoring points, and then defensively, they've been doing what they've always done. But I thought, we kind of, it's one of those situations where we got to find a way to finish, drives, but I thought, we did, well enough in all three phases in order to win the football game.
Coach, what's in your assessment? You guys have played 6 games now, so you're a little over halfway through the regular season. What's been the biggest thing that's been missing in the run game at this point, you think?
I think bodies. When you have 3 guys that are normally dominant players for you, not able to play for you. I mean that it is what it is. Especially on our level, you only get so many guys that can actually play up front for you. So, but our guys are playing hard. They're working hard, and there's a lot of youth up there and trying to learn all these different things that people try to do to you to stop you. So. So we don't want to be a balanced team. We just want to be a team that can complement each phase well. And I thought last week we did a decent job of doing that. I thought we had things going in our passing game, and we needed our running game to complement that. And there's times where it'll be just the opposite. Where you have the running game going, and you have to be able to throw the football to complement what you do on the ground. And the reason why you have to do that is because people do a really good job of taking what you do well away, and you have to be able to do other things in order to maintain first downs and score points.
Over the last 2 games, the offense has had over 1,000 yards. Is that side of the ball kind of advancing at the level that you've wanted to see so far?
I would hope so. I think that's still is still to be determined, and to be seen, but. They've done a really good job of I thought the last 2 weeks we've done a better job of doing what we're asked to do, and that's been the Achilles heel, for most of the struggles is, guys not doing exactly what they're told, and that's hard to do, because you have to be precise, and it goes all the way down to the yard, and spots on the field. All those things, are important for those guys to get to those spots, because if you're off for 1 centimeter or 1 yard, it kind of can throw the whole thing off. So, so that's been something that's been, a work in progress for us, and I think we're starting to understand that now.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nice to see Joe McWilliams not only get a blocked field goal, blocked punt, but he also got his first interception this year.
Yeah.
It's good to see him get on track.
It is, and Joe has had some serious struggles, in the last couple of years, and some of it self-induced, and some of it, is just tough times, but I think the light is starting to come on, and, we had a really good visit, last Saturday morning from the Honey Badger, and, we went in the Houston area, and our corners coach coached him and kind of steered him in the direction that he's going right now. And when you have someone to speak the same language that you're sharing with your players, sometimes it resonates with them, and I think I think he's starting to understand that, and that light is starting to come on for him.
Yeah, how when you saw your team's reaction to Tehran coming in and sitting down and chatting with him, I mean, just how big was that just for those guys to be able just to sort of chop it up with a guy that's in the NFL right now? Well,
it's big, but I think the thing that was probably more important was, you know, a lot of the same things that we're saying to them, you know, he struggled with at one point in time, and I think he kind of shared that with those guys, and they're kind of in that mind frame now where, you know, it's a struggle, you know, to try to do things the right way, and that's just part of being, you know, 18 to 22 years old. You know, when you're youth, you know, when you're young like that, you know, you fight those things. So I think seeing what he's been able to accomplish, but also understanding that he's just like them, and he decided to make a choice and to do things the right way. I think that's kind of, you know, helping our players, and I thought it really did a lot for our players. And they were starting to head in that direction before they had an opportunity to meet him. I think he was just the icing on the cake for it.
Talk about Khalif Salmon. He's kind of been somebody that's been a little bit more productive in the last few games. He had that touchdown, reached out, kind of a big touchdown for you guys. Just what have you liked from him?
Well, he's a very athletic player, very confident young man as well. You know, believes he can jump over tall buildings. You know, and that's what's needed. You know, he's so small in stature, but he's big and hard, but he has a lot of athleticism, speed, and quickness. And then he catches the ball extremely well too. And you know, sometimes the ball finds you. You know, and that's just the way it goes. You know, we play with four wideouts from time to time, and you know, the ball seemed to find him a lot. You know, the last couple of weeks, and he's made those plays. Not to say that the other guys can't make them either, because I think we had 11 guys to catch the football this past weekend, and you know, that says a lot about our receiver core and also our backfield, the ability to catch the football, but then also Hickbottom being able to spin the football and get the guys the football.
Has Jeremy progressed up to the point to where you feel like this is a guy that you guys can put the game on his back and he can go out and put you guys in successful situations?
Well, I don't know if we can put the game on his back. You know, I think we have two starting quarterbacks. I really do believe that. I just think at this particular time, you know, I thought Jeremy has taken the bull by the horns, and he's played well, you know, from the fourth quarter of the Prairie View game all the way up until this point. But I also believe Alden can get in there and do the same thing, you know, exact same thing, and he's shown that, you know, in practice, you know. But, you know, it's just one of those situations, you know, you have to play someone and you have to allow everyone to get comfortable with that particular guy. But I feel good about both of them.
It's being 500 at this point in the season, kind of a fresh slate. Is that kind of like mentality-wise help the team moving forward?
I don't know. You know, I never really, you know, focus on that. You know, I'm just focusing on the next opponent, you know, in this conference race. You know, at this particular time, nothing that has happened in the past really matters. You know, we're right back where we want to be. We're in the middle of a conference race, and I mean, everything is in front of us. So for me, you know, looking at, you know, the 6 games prior to this point, you know, I didn't even really think about being 500 till you said something. So it's all about just, you know, just playing and winning football games from here on out. And our focus is all about Alcorn right now.
Is the air around the building, is it a little different heading into this week, knowing that at the end it's going to be another Grambling State, Alcorn State matchup?
Well, no, not really. You know, we know what Alcorn has the ability to do, but we also know what we can do as well. You know, it's 2 teams that have you know, been, you know, in the thick of things the last, you know, so years, 3 or 4 years or so. I mean, it's another football game. And like I told the players on yesterday, you know, it's highly important because it's the next game, and that's really the best way to look at it. You know, it's the next game, so we have to put everything into this particular contest.
What are some of the biggest challenges you see from them on both sides of the ball?
Very athletic defensive line-wise, strong up front. They really do a good job of getting after the quarterback, making him uncomfortable. They mix in a lot of zone and blitz packages to really kind of keep you off balance. They'll play a little bit of 3-man front from time to time, but majority of the time they want to stay in 4-down front and really, you know, kind of create havoc from there. You know, they're a tough go. You know, their quarterback has been there, you know, for the last couple of years. He's played a lot because Footman was injured, you know, a lot, you know, in the last couple of years. So he's very experienced, and they got good players and good playmakers on the outside, and then they got a dynamic running back who's a really good player. So they're a good football team, and they're always a really good football team and a physical blue-collar style of football team.
Talk about just a number of times you guys have played over the last 3 or 4 years. Obviously, I know it's been twice at least. It's been 2 times at least the last 3 years, and
Yeah.
Just how meeting each other that many times, how it just sort of breeds and sort of cultivates a really good rivalry.
It does. You know, when you see someone a lot, you know, it does create, you know, a rivalry. It really does, and you know, that's basically what it's been. You know, it's been you know, a lot of fur flying around, you know, while we were out there playing. So, but I mean, I don't expect this game to be any different. I expect it to be the same way. The thing that I'm enjoying is we get an opportunity to go down to their place, and I love playing, you know, on the road. You know, I think our players love that as well. So we look forward to it.